Hi Aries, welcome to Cancer season. Now in the part 2 of the video, we're going to talk about your sign specifically. Where does the Cancer season, this current season, what will be the focus and what is this new solar eclipse, the new start taking you? So the solar eclipse for you as well as the season Aries is focused on your home and family. It is very much the focus of attention of Mercury retrograde as well. So you're thinking about it possibly as well. There might be some discussions that might be happening in terms of your place of living, in terms of your family bonds to some extent. There might be some actual repairs or slowdowns in real estate matter that might be in process. There might be a need to change your place of living or make certain repairs or expansions or shifts in your place of living. There might be a need to change relationships as well. There might be a need to review relationship as well, whether they're fulfilling you in the same way. This is the house of parenting as well. So there might be some changes, from fundamental changes that might be required in the family dynamics to some extent. These are fundamental issues to some extent that might be coming up in terms of how are you being taken care of? How do you fill your cup? How do you feel safe? How do you feel fulfilled? Are you being true to yourself, to your roots? Are you being true to your fundamentals, to the basics of your life that you thought, this is where we are born? So are you taking care of what values you were born with? Are you taking care of who you are as a person? Are you doing what is in line with your roots, your values, and your fundamentals to some extent? And we are going to be boosted to some extent to go into deeper introspection in that respect. There would be family discussions, some internal navigation as well, whether this is truly where I need to go. And the last 18 months has enhanced and opened and expanded our inner world to some extent. Our ability to do more in the external world is very much driven by how safe we feel. So what you're doing, is that giving you fulfillment or not? Is your place of living letting you do what you truly want to do? Are you able to be with your family? Are you able to take care of your parents? Are you able to do what you need to do to feel safe, secure? Is your family, home, structure, place of living fueling you? Do you need to shake things up in terms of where you live? Do we need to detox the home environment? Do we need to shift things when it comes to a family structure? You will revisit your place of living, your parenting style to some extent, and the positive and negative of your roots to some extent. You will reconnect with your stable core, your pillar, your family pillars, and you'll make peace with them. You'll sort of revisit possibly the past as well when it comes to your family. You might be revisiting some family members that you have not met for some time, or reconnect with parents. And in that whole process, something new will pop up. There will be a shift, whether you know it or not, which will come about because of that review, which will lead you to a destination that was different from where you planned to go. This could be a new start, a key change in your home, a key change in your place of living, a key change in property, in parenting, in family style. And you'll have to listen to your gut over here. You'll have to honor your feelings here to some extent. This is about what makes you feel safe and secure. This is about developing your inner security. It is not about what looks good to the world. It is the time of reorganization and strong awareness of where you came from, what you're made of, your roots, and are you using all that you're made of to be all you can be in the outer world. It's the time when we'll get in touch with our own needs. Focus on your support system. And if the current family structure or the way you are in your personal life is not supporting you, there will be some changes in your personal life as well, which will come with it. There could be some shifts in how you connect with your family. How are you at home? What makes you feel comfortable at home? You'll be more in touch with what you need over here. The focus will be on supporting you. And it will be a good time to sort of plan possibly a reorganization in home, making improvements at home, possibly cleaning up or creating a safe personal space to some extent for yourself. It will be a good time to renew relationships, meet people you have not met for a long time. It will be a good time to sell, buy, refinance home to some extent, or at least think about doing that once Mercury goes direct, to actually sign those papers at that time. But now renew your real estate, renew your loans to some extent. Your hunches and gut are going to be very strong and correct right now. You'll have to listen to them a little bit more as compared to listening to the authorities outside of you. It could be a very busy time with activities at home, but in the hoopla of it all, in the noise of it all, as I said in the introductory part of the video, the the whole detour is taking you to a different destination. It's possible that you had decided to live somewhere and now home is going to be something else, figuratively or physically. You were comfortable with doing something else in your life, and now your gut is telling you, your inner core is telling you, and it has been telling you for the last 18 months when we have had multiple eclipses in this area of your life. And now, with this moment of decision, this cardinal degree of shift, the next 4 weeks, in my view, you'll make that change. And Mars is going to be in our sign over here. Mars is going to be pushing us to get our fill, to get our share, to fight for our share to some extent, to fight for our courage, to fight for what we need to feel comfortable in our skin to some extent, to be in the place that we call home, both physically, figuratively, as well as in our work to some extent. The opposite side, the opposite axis of our career is going to be activated with the 4th or 5th of July eclipse as well, which is coming with South Node. It is coming with the release of an old career possibly. It is coming with a conclusion to some extent, maybe a wrap over the next couple of months over the past life. And this is a closure that has been in making since last year. I'm going to talk about it in detail in the 4th or 5th of July eclipse videos as well, but it's coming with a closure that started possibly in September of 2019. So it's not new. It's something that it has been making, and now it's like it's reaching its tipping point. The 0 degree, the cardinal degree, the critical degree pushes us in a different direction, a different destination. And this is come through a detour. And the detour is Saturn in your house of network, siblings. So it's possible that you've been working on a network, on a platform, or you were introduced to a platform, or you have changed the very vision of your life, and that means that home is different from you. That whole detour, either by being on a platform, like this has happened for me because of being on this platform, that's my detour to some extent, has shifted my perspective on life. So something has shifted your perspective in life over the course of last couple of months, and now the destination is shifted because of that. Where you want to live has possibly shifted. What brings you emotional happiness has shifted. What sort of people in your life feel home has shifted. Maybe you've been awoken to your family heritage, to your family values, to what, like they say, what are you made of? The content of the constitution of what you're made of. Maybe you've been made aware of your family past to some extent, and there might be more disclosures that might be coming up as well. It could be old dialogue with your parent, one of the nurturing parents, that comes back in your awareness, or maybe a family reconnection when you reconnect with somebody in your family and make peace with them, and that completely shifts your perspective about life to some extent. And this is not about ambition, as much as I will love to say that as a fellow Aries, I would love to say this is about ambition, but Cancer eclipses are not about ambition. It's about our own growth, what we need to feel happy, what we need to feel emotionally fulfilled. So it's about doing things driven by that, not driven by what looks good to the world, what title looks good to the world, or what job looks good to the world, or what the world thinks a career, a successful career is going to look like. The thing is that what the world thinks is going to change anyways with the next eclipse. We have this 4th or 5th of July eclipse, which is anyways going to change possibly the whole authority of your life to some extent. When Capricorn eclipses happen, and this is a very strong eclipse that's happening in July, it completely shifts the authority figures. People resign, people shift, the companies are completely gone which existed before. So when the whole world's definition of success is changing, this is you sitting in the middle of it all at a very critical degree. And when Mars in Aries is going to square this eclipse point on 28th or 29th of June, in my view, you'll find yourself taking a very strong stance, a gesture to show that you want to do what makes you feel fulfilled, what makes you feel good in your skin. And many of you might have already taken that step to some extent. As I said, these eclipses have been happening over the course of last 18 months. So this is just completion of that cycle. And like I said, I mean, this is 0-degree Cancer, which is, you sort of establish a new flag and, put a ring on it and say, this is my person, this is my place, this is what I'm going to do, this is who I am. Declare to the world that this is who I am, and I'm going to live in my skin with it. This is what makes me feel more like me. So, what makes you feel that inside? This Mercury retrograde is going to help you review that. How do you fill your cup? What makes you feel safe? It's not about the other person. It's not about others. It's not about the authorities. What makes you feel reconnected to yourself? This is about refueling you. So think in those directions. In my view, that's what is coming. And we, of course, have a career eclipse, which is a lunar eclipse coming. Something will come to head with that. Something will come to head to that. As I said, Jupiter and Pluto are together and they're bursting a bubble. They're bursting a bubble about the concept of success, concept of economy. There's a shift from old economy to a new one. So if we are holding on to the old one, many of us will see the truth that the old economy has become defunct now. So there's no use holding on to old jobs or the old way of execution of those jobs to some extent. And the next 6 months, we're going to be putting everything we have within us. This is the fight of our life, because, Mars is not going to be in Aries another time for 6 months ever in our lifetime. It hasn't been there like this since World War II. So you're talking of something that has never happened before in our lifetime. We're going to put the fight of our life into this to make it happen. But it has to come from your core. It has to come from you. Cancer is about you. It's not about other person. The drive to do it is from within you. The drive to do it is from your need to do what your heart desires. It's your personal intuition. And this Mercury retrograde in Cancer is teaching us to trust our gut, to trust our intuition, to trust the voice within us more than the voice outside of us. So good luck for that, Aries, and I'll see you in the next video now.